Love, this is a topic that each of us has experienced at least once, but do you really understand it? Why are some relationships strong, while others easily fall apart? Love isn't always expressed through sweet words or romantic gestures. Sometimes, it's the little things that reveal the deepest feelings. When a woman truly loves you, she loves not only through her emotions, but also through her actions and patience. She won't try to change you, but instead will accompany you, respect you, and love you the way you deserve. Welcome to the channel, Stoic Love Wisdom. This is where you will find valuable lessons and secrets to help you build a truly lasting love. In today's video, we will explore 7 things women do when they really love you, with real stories and profound perspectives. Don't miss the advice that can change the way you perceive and live in love. Surely you will feel more comfortable when you find a quiet place and put on your headphones. Let yourself relax and be ready to receive the positive messages in today's video. Are you ready to embark on this journey? Let's start together. Love is not about empty promises or superficial expressions. When a woman truly loves you, she shows her feelings through concrete actions, caring, sharing, and countless patience. That love does not need to be loud or flashy, but it is extremely strong and lasting. Number 1. She respects your freedom. When a Stoic woman truly loves you, she doesn't try to possess you, she frees you. In a world where love is often mistaken for control, dependency, or emotional turbulence, a woman who follows Stoic principles stands out in silence and strength. She doesn't chain you with demands or expectations. She doesn't smother you with excessive affection or suffocate you with jealousy. Instead, she lets you breathe. She gives you space. Not because she's distant, but because she understands something many don't: love without freedom is just another form of fear. A Stoic woman, when she truly loves you, respects your individuality. She honors your personal path, your passions, your solitude. She sees you not as someone she owns, but as someone she chooses, every single day, without ever taking away your right to choose her back. That's not weakness. That's not indifference. That's love at its highest level. A love governed not by impulse, but by inner strength and clarity. Freedom is not a threat, it is a foundation. To her, freedom isn't a threat to love, it's the very soil where love grows. She knows that real connection does not require constant proximity, endless texts, or routine updates. She doesn't need to check your phone or keep tabs on your every move. If she has to force it, it's not love, it's anxiety. And she refuses to build a relationship on fear. A Stoic woman understands that trust is a mirror. Once cracked by control or suspicion, it's never quite the same. So she never wants to be the reason you feel caged. In fact, she falls in love with you because of who you are when you're most alive, and to be alive means to be free. She wants your growth, even if it sometimes means growing apart for a while. That's not detachment. That's emotional maturity. She's centered, with or without you. This kind of woman doesn't lose herself in love. She doesn't disappear into the relationship, sacrificing her own identity just to keep you. She has a full life, dreams, values, routines, and she invites you to walk beside her, not to carry her or to be her entire world. Her happiness doesn't depend on your actions, because she has built peace within herself. That inner peace is the essence of Stoicism. She controls only what is within her power, her thoughts, her choices, her reactions, and lets go of what isn't. She loves you deeply, but she doesn't try to bend your will. If you need time alone, she honors it. If your career takes you away for a while, she supports you. If your attention drifts, she notices, not with panic, but with understanding. And if one day, you choose to leave, she'll mourn, but she won't beg. She knows that love cannot be sustained by force. She'd rather lose you than lose herself. Her love is not loud, but it's unwavering. You won't see her making grand romantic gestures to win your affection. You won't find her staging public dramas or chasing validation through your attention. But when you need someone steady, someone who listens without judging, stays without clinging, loves without demanding, she'll be there. Her love is quiet, but it's consistent. It's not a performance, it's a choice. She shows love in the way she supports your goals, respects your silence, understands your flaws. She sees the man you are, not the one she wishes to change, and chooses to love him anyway. And because she never tries to control you, you'll feel drawn to her naturally. You won't feel pressured to prove anything. You'll feel seen, not sized up. You'll feel respected, not restrained. She trusts because she's grounded, not naive. Many mistake this kind of woman's calm for weakness or disinterest. They think, if she's not jealous, she must not care. But in truth, her ability to trust comes from something stronger than attachment, it comes from self-respect. She trusts because she's earned her own trust first. She trusts because she knows who she is, and she doesn't fear losing someone who was never truly hers to begin with. This doesn't mean she tolerates lies or disloyalty. It means she doesn't panic over uncertainty. She gives you the benefit of the doubt, not because she's blind, but because she refuses to live in suspicion. She believes that if the love is real, it will endure without surveillance. If it isn't, no amount of control could save it. Freedom, when respected, invites devotion. Ironically, the more she lets you be free, the more you want to stay. That's the paradox of Stoic love. By not trying to own you, she earns your loyalty. By not demanding your presence, she becomes the one you miss. Her love gives you room to breathe, and in that space, you find yourself returning to her. Not out of guilt. Not out of pressure. But because you realize, real love doesn't trap you, it transforms you. So when you're with a woman who respects your freedom, don't mistake her silence for distance or her stillness for lack of care. Understand what a gift you've been given. You are loved, not with chains, but with choice. Number 2. She's always there when you need her. Without demanding anything. Her presence is quiet, but it's constant. Her love asks for nothing, but gives everything when it matters most. When a Stoic woman loves you, she doesn't chase your attention, nor does she cling to your daily routine. She doesn't expect flowers every Friday or need you to reassure her of your love with constant declarations. Her love is deeper than that, it's rooted in something stronger than emotions. It's rooted in intention. She won't overwhelm your world with noise, but she will be the quiet strength behind you when life feels chaotic. She's the woman who doesn't knock on your door every hour, but will be the first to arrive when it falls apart. She doesn't need you to need her, yet when you do, she's always there. Not because she's obligated, but because she has chosen you, and she chooses to stand by her choice. She doesn't demand, she offers. In a world where many people seek love as a form of validation, a Stoic woman stands in rare contrast. She doesn't make you prove your love every day. She doesn't need to be the center of your every thought. Why? Because she's already complete within herself. She is emotionally self-reliant, but not closed off. She doesn't love you because she's incomplete, she loves you because she's full, and she has something beautiful to give. Her love is not about getting. It's about giving. With awareness, not attachment. She does not give to manipulate. She does not keep score. She offers her time, her energy, her presence, without needing anything in return. That's not weakness. That's mastery. The kind of mastery the Stoics spoke of, the ability to rise above the noise of ego and give freely from a place of peace. She shows up when it matters most. When life gets messy, when you're overwhelmed, confused, or broken, she won't say, "I told you so." She won't withdraw or make you beg for support. She'll simply show up. Calm. Grounded. Unshaken. She doesn't need attention when you're too tired to give it. She understands that your silence isn't rejection. She gives you space without disappearing, and support without smothering. Her loyalty is not loud, it's demonstrated in the small, unwavering ways she stands beside you when you have nothing left to give. This kind of love is rare. It is the love that says, "I'm here, not for what you can give me, but because I choose to stand beside you, even when the world turns its back." She doesn't make her love a burden. Some people offer love like a deal, an unspoken contract of expectations, exchanges, and obligations. But not her. A Stoic woman does not use love as leverage. She doesn't say, "After everything I've done for you," she doesn't guilt you with her kindness. She loves you freely, and if you return that love, it's a bonus, not a requirement. She is emotionally mature enough to handle not always being your first priority. She doesn't fall apart when you're distant for a day. She doesn't test your love with silent treatment or passive-aggressive games. Her strength lies in knowing her own worth, and that means she doesn't need to beg for yours. She gives without losing herself. Many women, when in love, lose parts of themselves trying to hold on to someone else. But a Stoic woman knows, if love costs you your identity, it's not worth keeping. So, she never gives you more than she can afford to lose. She doesn't break her own boundaries to earn your affection. She shows up, but never shrinks. She balances care for you with care for herself. That's why her love feels safe, because you know she won't fall apart if you fall short. She's not codependent. She's not emotionally fragile. She's resilient, and that resilience makes her presence strong without being heavy. She gives without expectations, and that's what makes it powerful. There is something profoundly liberating about being loved by someone who expects nothing. It frees you from guilt. It inspires you to rise, not out of pressure, but out of gratitude. Her love doesn't demand that you change, but it makes you want to become better. Not for her approval, but because she makes you believe you're capable of more. This is the kind of love that heals. That rebuilds. That transforms. Because when someone loves you without needing you, without trying to control you, without draining you, it reminds you what love should be. Her love is a choice, not a need. She doesn't love you because she can't live without you. She can. And she will, if needed. But while she is with you, she chooses you. Consciously, courageously, and consistently. She doesn't love because she's lonely. She loves because she's strong enough to offer her heart without fear of it being broken. And that kind of love, it's unforgettable. Because when the storms come, and they always do, she will be the calm in your chaos, not the cause of it. So don't take her quiet presence for granted. Don't confuse her lack of demands for lack of depth. She may not need you, but if she's there, it's because she wants to be. And in a world full of noise, confusion, and desperate attachment, there is no greater gift than that. Everyone has a different perspective, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Leave a comment below and let's discuss. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to join me in the next videos. Let's continue together. Number 3. She maintains her personal values, even when in love. Her love does not make her lose herself. It makes her even more grounded in who she is. A Stoic woman doesn't dissolve into the person she loves. She doesn't abandon her identity, principles, or purpose just to keep a relationship intact. Her love is strong, yes, but even stronger is her commitment to herself. And that is exactly why her love is so powerful. Because it comes from a place of integrity, not insecurity. When she truly loves you, she doesn't merge into your life like a shadow. She doesn't mimic your beliefs, your schedule, or your dreams just to earn a place in your world. She brings her own life to the table, one filled with meaning, direction, and intention. She doesn't lose herself to be with you. She brings herself fully, and invites you to do the same. Love doesn't shake her foundation, it strengthens it. For many, falling in love feels like a free fall. Intoxicating, exciting, but also disorienting. But for a Stoic woman, love isn't a loss of control, it's a conscious act. She enters love not as a prisoner to her emotions, but as a master of them. She doesn't allow love to replace her values, rather, her values are what guide her through love. She remains loyal to what she believes, even if it challenges the dynamic of the relationship. If something compromises her principles, she speaks up. Not with drama, not with ultimatums, but with clarity and calm conviction. And if she ever has to choose between betraying herself or keeping you, she will always choose herself. Not out of ego, but out of respect, for both of you. She doesn't mold herself to fit your approval. A woman grounded in Stoic virtue doesn't perform to be liked. She doesn't sacrifice her truth for your comfort. If you ask her to change something that violates her values, to compromise her integrity, to tolerate disrespect, to accept dishonesty, she will walk away. Not because she doesn't love you, but because she loves herself enough to walk alone if necessary. She doesn't chase validation. She doesn't seek to be everything for everyone. She doesn't bend to please. Why? Because she knows that a relationship built on pretense is already broken. She'd rather be alone and aligned with her values than be adored for a version of herself that isn't real. Her boundaries are not walls, they are self-respect. Some mistake her firmness for coldness. But she's not closed off, she's clear. She knows what is acceptable and what is not. She sets boundaries not to punish you, but to protect the relationship from toxicity, confusion, and codependence. She doesn't tolerate disrespect, even in the name of love. She doesn't let affection blind her to abuse or manipulation. She sees clearly, and she acts with purpose. That's not because she's harsh. It's because she's whole. And she believes love should never come at the cost of dignity. She's not afraid to disagree, respectfully. A Stoic woman doesn't avoid conflict at the expense of truth. If she disagrees with you, she'll say so, not to fight, but to be honest. She engages in difficult conversations not to win, but to understand. She values truth more than harmony, because she knows false harmony eventually becomes silent resentment. She won't pretend to agree just to keep the peace. She doesn't need your approval to validate her opinions. But she will always express herself with calm, tact, and care, because being right is never more important to her than being respectful. She evolves, but never at the cost of her essence. Growth is natural in any relationship. And she's not rigid. She's open to learning, adapting, expanding, but not in a way that erases her core. She can compromise on preferences, but never on principles. She may meet you halfway, but she will never cross the line that defines who she is. Her willingness to grow with you doesn't mean she'll grow into you. She still has her own dreams, her own voice, her own journey. And if you love her for who she truly is, you'll honor that journey, even when it doesn't revolve around you. She inspires, not imitates. The beauty of loving a Stoic woman is this: she doesn't try to become like you. Instead, she invites you to become more like yourself. Her unwavering commitment to her own path challenges you to examine yours. Her consistency, her honesty, her strength, they don't overshadow you. They illuminate what love looks like when it's rooted in character. She won't follow you blindly. But she will walk beside you, eyes wide open. And in doing so, she becomes more than a partner, she becomes a mirror. A mirror that reflects not just who you are, but who you could become. And if the relationship ends, she still has herself. Perhaps the most powerful thing about her love is this: she can lose you, but she will never lose herself. Even if the relationship ends, she won't crumble. She won't spiral into desperation. She may grieve, deeply, but she will still rise with the same integrity that defined her love from the beginning. Because for her, love isn't about possession. It's about presence. It's not about losing herself in someone, it's about showing up fully, honestly, and without compromise. And that, me, is the kind of love that doesn't just touch your heart, it transforms your soul. Number 4. She doesn't react out of emotion, she responds with clarity. She is not driven by impulse, but by inner discipline. Her silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. One of the most profound ways a Stoic woman shows her love is through emotional steadiness. She doesn't let every disagreement turn into a war. She doesn't blow up over small things or throw hurtful words in a moment of anger. Her love is not dramatic. It's intentional. And that means, she responds, not reacts. Emotions are not her enemies, she feels them deeply. But she doesn't allow them to control her behavior. She has learned the art of pause. In that pause lies her strength. In that space between impulse and action, she chooses clarity, grace, and reason, over chaos. She doesn't speak just to be heard, she speaks to be understood. When things go wrong, when you hurt her, when you disappoint her, when tension rises, she doesn't resort to shouting, blaming, or silent punishment. She doesn't weaponize her feelings. Instead, she takes a breath. She gathers herself. She asks, is this something I can control? What response reflects the woman I want to be? And when she speaks, she does so with calm precision. Not to wound you, but to be honest. Not to prove a point, but to seek resolution. Her tone is soft, but firm. Her words are few, but intentional. She knows that truth spoken calmly is more powerful than anger shouted into chaos. She embraces discomfort without being consumed by it. Disagreements don't scare her. Emotional intensity doesn't overwhelm her. She doesn't avoid hard conversations. She simply refuses to let them become emotional battlegrounds. Even when she's hurt, she doesn't lash out. She doesn't ghost you. She doesn't punish you with silence or revenge. She lets herself feel, but then she steps back and thinks. She understands that no matter how deep the feeling, her response must reflect her highest self, not her temporary pain. That's emotional sovereignty. That's the Stoic way. She is the eye of the storm, not the storm itself. In moments when others might explode, she remains composed. Not because she's numb. Not because she doesn't care. But because she knows that chaos only feeds more chaos. She doesn't match energy, she leads it. Her self-control is not performative, it's deeply practiced. This makes her a stabilizing force in the relationship. You'll find yourself less reactive around her. Why? Because her calm becomes contagious. Her poise becomes a mirror, one that challenges you to elevate your own emotional habits. She knows emotions are visitors, not masters. The Stoics taught, you may not control what happens, but you can control how you respond. A woman who embodies this knows that emotions, anger, jealousy, fear, even love, are natural, but fleeting. If you act on them instantly, you often regret it. But if you observe them, breathe through them, reflect on them, you gain insight, not regret. She doesn't deny her feelings. She just doesn't obey them blindly. She lets emotions inform her, not dictate her. This balance is rare. And it is what makes her love feel like a sanctuary, not a battlefield. She doesn't need to win, she wants to understand. In conflict, she doesn't argue just to be right. She seeks truth, not victory. That means she listens, truly listens, to your perspective, even when she disagrees. She doesn't interrupt. She doesn't twist your words. She holds space for your truth, because she knows that understanding doesn't require agreement. She values the relationship more than the argument. So she asks questions instead of making accusations. She responds with logic instead of letting emotions spiral into assumptions. And because of that, problems get resolved, not buried. She uses silence with purpose, not punishment. When she needs space, she'll tell you. She doesn't withdraw to manipulate. Her silence isn't a test. It's a moment of inner alignment. She may take time to reflect, not because she wants to distance herself, but because she wants to respond with care. Her stillness is sacred. It allows her to separate emotion from reaction, ego from truth. And when she returns, you won't be met with resentment. You'll be met with perspective. And a woman who values peace more than pride. Her love is steady, not chaotic. Being with her feels safe, not because there are never problems, but because she doesn't make problems worse. She doesn't feed drama. She doesn't provoke emotional highs and lows. Her presence is like a lake in the morning, calm, clear, and deep. And in that steadiness, you learn a different kind of love. A love that doesn't thrill you with adrenaline, but heals you with consistency. A love that teaches you to breathe, even in the middle of a storm. A love that doesn't test you, it trusts you. She chooses wisdom over impulse, and it changes everything. Loving a Stoic woman means facing yourself. Because she won't join you in the chaos, she'll wait for you in the calm. And if you can meet her there, if you can rise to her emotional discipline, you'll build something rare, a relationship that doesn't just survive pressure, it thrives in it. Because in the end, love isn't just about how you feel. It's about how you act, especially when it's hardest. And she has mastered that art. Number 5. She stands with you through adversity. She doesn't run when things get hard, she anchors deeper. A woman who loves with a Stoic heart understands one thing clearly: love is not proven in comfort, but in chaos. It's easy to hold hands when everything is beautiful, when the sky is clear, and the path ahead is smooth. But a Stoic woman isn't here just for the sunshine. She's the kind of woman who shows her true love when the storm hits. And she doesn't flinch. Her loyalty doesn't depend on circumstances. It doesn't rise and fall with your success, your moods, or the condition of your life. Whether you are thriving or struggling, whether the world is applauding you or turning against you, she stays. Not because she's blind to the hardship, but because she sees something deeper, your essence. She's not afraid of your broken pieces. To many, adversity is inconvenient, uncomfortable, unattractive. But to a Stoic woman, adversity is where character reveals itself, not just yours, but hers too. When life breaks you open, she doesn't recoil. She steps closer. Not to fix you, but to stand with you while you mend yourself. She doesn't fear your vulnerability. She honors it. She knows that being human means having flaws, failures, and fears. And she's not looking for perfection. She's looking for truth. If you can be honest with her, in your weakest, most uncertain moments. She will not abandon you. She will honor the courage it takes to show up, even broken. She is calm when the world is not. When you face trials, financial hardship, health issues, emotional breakdowns, or personal failures, she doesn't panic. She doesn't make it about herself. She doesn't pile blame on your back or complain about how things used to be. Instead, she holds steady. She becomes the eye of the storm. Her calm isn't passive. It's powerful. She may not have all the answers, but she brings presence, stillness, quiet strength. And sometimes, that's more important than any solution. She doesn't promise to fix your life, but she will not leave you to face it alone. She supports, without enabling. Her strength isn't in coddling you. She won't let you give up on yourself, and she won't feed your excuses. A Stoic woman understands the balance between compassion and accountability. She will listen to your pain, but she'll also challenge your self-pity. She'll be soft when you need comfort, and firm when you need truth. She believes in your ability to rise, and because she sees that in you, you'll begin to see it in yourself. Her support is not about dependency. It's about reminding you of your own power, even when you've forgotten it. She doesn't let adversity define the relationship. Many relationships fall apart when the pressure builds. When the money runs out, when mistakes are made, when dreams collapse, love becomes conditional. But her love doesn't attach itself to what you can offer. She doesn't love your status, your achievements, or your image. She loves you, the person behind it all. So when the external world shifts, her love remains. That doesn't mean she'll accept mistreatment or stagnation. But she won't measure your worth by temporary circumstances. You don't have to pretend to be okay just to keep her. She can handle the truth, and more importantly, she respects you more when you share it. She believes adversity reveals, not destroys. The Stoics believed that hardship was not a punishment, but a teacher. A Stoic woman lives by this belief. When the relationship is tested by external stress, she doesn't ask, "Why is this happening to us?" She asks, "What is this revealing about us?" She's not afraid to face the cracks. She doesn't fear difficult conversations, messy emotions, or uncomfortable realities. Because she knows that what survives adversity becomes unshakable. And she's not here for temporary love, she's here to build something that lasts. She is not just beside you, she is with you. There's a difference between being beside someone and being with someone. Some people remain physically present during your struggle, but emotionally withdraw. Not her. She doesn't just sit next to you. She sits with you, in it. She feels the weight of what you're carrying, not to carry it for you, but to remind you, you're not alone. She doesn't offer empty cliches or toxic positivity. She doesn't minimize your pain. She honors it. She holds it with you. She helps you process, rebuild, and slowly return to yourself. And she does it all without seeking praise, without needing recognition. Because for her, love is the reward. And when the world sees the worst in you, she sees what's still good. Even in your darkest season, she sees the light in you. The potential. The goodness. The part of you the world may overlook, or you yourself may have forgotten. And because she believes in that part of you, she loves in a way that helps resurrect it. Her love is not conditional on your success. It's a commitment to your essence. And that's why it's so rare, and so life-changing. If you are still watching this video, do not hesitate to comment, continue, to let me know. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. I look forward to hearing from you, and do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that I have more motivation to create more good and meaningful videos. Let's continue together. Number 6. She is patient, never forcing love or the future. True love doesn't rush. It trusts the unfolding. A woman who loves with a stoic heart doesn't cling, chase, or pressure. She understands the quiet strength of patience, not the passive kind, but the kind rooted in deep self-respect and inner stillness. While the world moves fast, demanding answers and timelines, she moves differently. She moves with presence. She moves with faith in the natural rhythm of love. Unforced, unhurried, and unshakable. This woman is not waiting on you to complete her. She is not sitting with a clock in her hand, demanding promises for the future or demanding labels right now. She doesn't push for declarations or grand gestures to reassure her. Why? Because her love is not built on urgency. It's built on clarity, confidence, and calm. She doesn't need control to feel secure. Unlike love that comes from fear or insecurity, Stoic love does not grasp. She doesn't try to control what you feel, how fast things grow, or where the relationship is going. That doesn't mean she's indifferent, far from it. She feels deeply. But her security doesn't come from forcing the outcome. It comes from knowing her worth and honoring the process. She knows that genuine love isn't proven by how quickly it escalates, but by how steadily it deepens. She's not rushing to turn today into forever, because she trusts that if something is real, it will last. With or without pressure. She gives the relationship space to breathe. Too many relationships suffocate under the weight of expectations. The constant questions, where is this going? When will we be official? Why haven't you done this yet? That's not how she loves. She gives space. Not because she doesn't care, but because she respects the pace of organic connection. She knows that real bonds don't need to be micromanaged. That trust grows in freedom, not control. When she loves, she lets the relationship evolve at its own rhythm. She's fully present, yet unattached to rigid outcomes. This patience isn't apathy. It's strength. It's the mark of someone who understands. The deepest love can only grow in the soil of acceptance, not anxiety. She's not afraid of the unknown. A Stoic woman doesn't fear the future. She doesn't demand certainty from something that's still unfolding. While others might chase closure, guarantees, or timelines, she walks beside you with grace, even when the path is unclear. Why? Because she has made peace with uncertainty. She doesn't live in fantasy or fairy tales. She lives in reality, and reality is often unpredictable. That doesn't scare her. It grounds her. She knows love is not about what might happen in 5 years, but about how two people show up for each other today. She trusts actions over words, time over talk. To her, real connection is not measured in sweet words or future plans spoken in passion. It's measured in consistent actions, in shared values, in how two souls show up day after day. She doesn't rush to define love with labels. She lets it prove itself in how you treat her, how you listen, how you grow together. A Stoic woman is in no hurry to claim a title or chase validation. She watches. She listens. And she waits, not in passivity, but in quiet wisdom. Because she understands. Anything forced loses its essence. She is not threatened by distance or delay. Life throws many unexpected changes: work, illness, family, distance, growth. And while some panic when life slows down love's pace, she doesn't. If you need space, she gives it. If you're not ready, she respects it. If circumstances separate you temporarily, she doesn't unravel. That's not weakness. That's strength. Because she doesn't love from desperation. She loves from fullness. From choice. And because of that, her presence is never overbearing. It's grounding. It's peaceful. And that peace becomes a safe place, not just for you, but for the love itself. She's clear about what she wants, but never forces it. Don't mistake her patience for a lack of standards. A Stoic woman is not afraid to walk away from what isn't aligned. She knows what she deserves. She's not going to beg for love, attention, or commitment. But she also won't force a connection to bloom before its season. She'll let things unfold. She'll stay open. And when the moment is right, when love has matured, and both hearts are ready, she'll receive it fully. But if it never arrives, she won't collapse. She'll walk away with dignity, knowing she never had to force what was meant to be. She teaches you a different kind of love. Her patience may feel unfamiliar at first. Especially in a world obsessed with instant gratification. But her way teaches you something deeper, that love is not a race. That intimacy grows in trust, not in pressure. That the strongest bonds are not forged in haste, but in harmony. With her, you'll feel something rare, the freedom to be yourself. The space to evolve. The time to become, not just hers, but your best self. And in that space, you'll realize, this is the kind of love worth waiting for. Number 7. She loves without losing herself. A Stoic woman doesn't abandon her essence for love. She brings her whole self to the relationship, and expects you to do the same. In a world that often romanticizes sacrifice, a woman grounded in Stoic values sees love differently. She doesn't believe in losing herself for someone else. She doesn't dissolve into the relationship. Instead, she remains rooted, strong in her identity, and whole within herself. And yet, she loves fully. Her love is not the kind that clings. It's not desperate or performative. It doesn't beg, bend, or break itself to be chosen. She loves as an equal, standing beside you, not beneath you, walking with you, not behind you. And in doing so, she teaches you a rare kind of intimacy, a love where two complete people choose each other freely, not from emptiness, but from fullness. She stays anchored in her values and purpose. No matter how deeply she loves you, she never abandons her core. Her routines, her dreams, her personal growth, they continue. You are not her escape. You are not her identity. You are a companion, not a replacement for her inner world. A Stoic woman sees love as an addition, not a completion. She knows that losing yourself for someone else doesn't create closeness, it creates dependency. So she stays anchored in her personal mission. Her time alone still matters. Her passions still thrive. Her friendships still flourish. This doesn't mean she's distant or unavailable. On the contrary, her presence is warm, intentional, and fully engaged. But it comes from choice, not need. Her boundaries aren't walls, they're self-respect. She doesn't perform to keep your attention. Too many people twist themselves into shapes just to be loved, smiling when they want to cry, shrinking so someone else can shine. She doesn't do that. A Stoic woman knows that true connection cannot be sustained through performance. It must be earned through authenticity. She is not trying to be the perfect girlfriend. She's not molding herself to fit your desires or abandoning her truth just to avoid conflict. She's not afraid to speak up, to disagree, to express her needs clearly. She's kind, but not submissive. Loving, but never self-erasing. Her ability to remain herself, even while loving deeply, is not a lack of commitment. It's the highest form of it. Because the love she offers is not conditional on your approval. It's real, raw, and resilient. She will never lose herself to keep you. This kind of woman is willing to walk beside you, but not at the cost of herself. If being with you means silencing her voice, dimming her light, or forgetting who she is, she will leave. Not out of anger, but out of principle. To her, dignity is not negotiable. She won't trade her peace for proximity. She knows that any love that demands her self-betrayal is not love, it's imprisonment. And while letting go may hurt, she would rather face pain than abandon herself in the name of romance. Her love is a choice, not a surrender. She stays because she wants to, not because she has to. That difference is everything. She encourages you to be your fullest self too. Because she doesn't lose herself in love, she doesn't expect you to either. She doesn't want a man who sacrifices everything to make her happy. She wants a man who stands in his own power, who pursues his purpose, who grows beside her, not for her. She wants to see you whole. She wants to witness your evolution. She supports your solitude, your ambition, your moments of silence. She doesn't see them as threats, but as reflections of your depth. With her, you don't have to pretend. You don't have to shrink. You don't have to abandon your masculinity, your mission, or your individuality. She wants you, the full, unfiltered version. She knows the relationship cannot replace the self. A Stoic woman believes in love, but she doesn't worship it. She doesn't expect the relationship to fix all her wounds or give her life meaning. That's her job. And because she's done that inner work, she doesn't project it onto you. She's not asking you to be her therapist, her savior, or her reason for waking up in the morning. She has her own reasons, her own fire. And loving you is one of them, not all of them. This independence doesn't make her cold. It makes her clear. And in that clarity, she offers a love that is mature, balanced, and deeply freeing. Her love strengthens, not consumes. When she loves, she lifts you. She doesn't smother. She doesn't possess. Her presence is expansive, like oxygen. She gives you space to breathe, to grow, to stumble, to return. Her love is not the type that burns everything down. It's the type that builds, slowly, steadily, and without fear. And the foundation it stands on is unshakable, a woman who knows who she is, even as she walks hand in hand with you. The lesson she teaches you. Loving her teaches you a profound truth, that the deepest love does not demand sacrifice of the self, but celebration of it. That love doesn't mean merging into one. It means two people choosing each other again and again, without losing their inner compass. She shows you that real intimacy is not codependence. It's two souls who are whole, who give, not because they're incomplete, but because they want to. That kind of love is rare. And if you're lucky enough to experience it, don't take it for granted. Because when a Stoic woman loves you without losing herself, she invites you to do the same. To become more of yourself, not less. And that is the kind of love that changes lives. Conclusion. In a world filled with fleeting relationships, where instant gratification and dependency often define love, Stoic love stands tall like a beacon of strength. It is not a love driven by fiery passion, but one grounded in self-mastery and mutual respect. This love doesn't require perfection but embraces imperfections, silences, and even the quiet moments in between. Stoic love is not about losing oneself in a relationship. It's about loving deeply without giving up who you are. It's about remaining true to your own identity, ideals, and purpose while choosing to share your life with someone else. When you love like this, you no longer have to contort yourself into someone you're not. You don't have to sacrifice your own happiness for love. Love comes when two people, already whole, choose each other, not to fill voids, but to share what they already have. A Stoic woman does not love because she needs you. She loves you because she chooses you, and because you are part of the journey she has chosen for herself. And it is precisely this independence, this inner strength, that makes her love so powerful, authentic, and profound. She stands beside you, not to complete you, but to walk with you. So, if you are fortunate enough to be loved by a Stoic woman, cherish it. Don't mistake her love for a sacrifice. See it for what it truly is. A gift, where freedom and connection coexist, and love becomes a choice, not a burden. Stoic love is the greatest kind of love, not because it is perfect, but because it does not demand perfection. It loves you for exactly who you are. And when you can love someone without losing yourself, you have found a love that will not only endure but deepen through time and beyond. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. Hope you have found useful lessons about love and relationships. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and share with your friends. I really appreciate your support and will continue to bring valuable content in the next videos. Please continue to accompany me on my journey to learn about love and relationships. See you again and wish you happiness.